Hey everyone, I'm Logan.
And I'm Jen.
And this is Surprised by Marriage. Disclaimer. If you are young and not mature enough
Or not married.
please
Don't watch this.
don't watch this. Change the channel because we're going down. That didn't come out right. Anyway, today we're talking about sex.
Yeah.
S-E-X. Sex.
This is a topic we've talked about doing for a while in a video, but I mean, it's a hard topic because no one...
That's what she...
Dumb. Not many people talk about it, but I think people want to talk about it. They just don't know how.
So we're going there today because,
We are.
sex in your marriage, it's gonna be high, it's gonna be low. And then there's the awkwardness in between of the time frame that it's working and then it's not working and it's like, where are we right now?
Yeah. We did a video on abstinence in marriage, which was our most popular video, which was crazy. We were not expecting that, but clearly people want to talk about this. And so we said in that video how we got married as virgins, and we thought there would never be a time that we wouldn't have sex, kind of thing. But we also thought that sex would just come naturally, which, I mean, everyone knows how things work. But as far as the details go, that comes, I don't even know.
You can tell that this topic is making someone a little uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
I can make this topic extremely awkward.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress, and we are going to share with you some tips that have helped us within our marriage and are continuing to help us as we learn and grow. Because there's a time, like recently, for instance, Jen was sick.
Yeah.
Couldn't have sex because she was sick. Then she got healthy and I got sick. And then when I got healthy, she got sick. And then something else happened, and it's just, next thing you know, it's so much time has elapsed, and it's...
I felt like the world did not want us to have sex. It
True,
was
when
crazy.
she gets pregnant, we can't have sex at all because of the high risk of her pregnancy. So there's that topic that and those struggles that it's not all pretty pictures and flower meadows when
Having
you get
sex
married.
all the time, whenever you want, and it's great.
So we're going there to help you find that level in between, because the roller coaster goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and it's...
But he shared our recent experiences because we weren't able to have sex as often as we wanted to because of all sicknesses and things that came up. We realized how important it is to unite physically on a regular basis. Because even though we weren't doing it intentionally, like, it still affected our marriage, and we felt like this separation because we weren't having sex. And that's something we need to talk about, especially when you think about the purity culture and how people are like, oh, safe sex till marriage, and then it's awesome, and you can do whatever you want, and it's going to be great, and sex doesn't always turn out the way you think it's going to turn out, and then people don't talk about it. Yeah, you get disillusioned, and then that could lead to divorce, and it's just crazy. We need to talk about these things.
She's really opening up right now. Jeez. All right. Well, I guess we're ready to dive into our tips.
Let's do it.
So let's do it. Wait, are we doing it, or are we...
Stop.
Okay.
All right, the first tip we want to say is to incorporate the love languages into it.
Coming soon, love language video. You don't know what it is? We're eventually going to get there.
I know. We keep saying we're going to do a video on the love languages, and we keep forgetting. Sorry. But,
We'll grow on that later.
yeah, incorporate the love languages into things. If one of you likes physical touch, then clearly they want to be touched while you're having sex.
But
like, a lot.
doesn't everyone, I mean, sex.
I mean,
touch.
yes, you clearly have to touch each other, but, I mean, you can be more touchy feeling sometimes.
I like
if you know
physical
what I mean.
touch.
And if one of you likes acts of service, then the other person could give that person a massage, because that's like an act of service. Yeah. So
She loves her massages.
I do. So there are
Too
ways
much.
you can incorporate the love languages just to, up the level of intimacy.
Yeah, baby.
Don't be disappointed if it doesn't turn out the way you want. I read a statistic somewhere, and of course I should have written it down for this video, but I did not. Like, a very small percentage of women climax every single time, which is mind-boggling. But it should make you feel better, because Well, stop.
It's getting a little weird for me.
I know. I'm sorry. But don't be disappointed. The important thing is that you are united physically together and getting closer together. And although pleasure is definitely important, if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't feel good every time, I wouldn't get upset about it or disillusioned, because you have your whole life to figure things out.
Ooh, but let that transition to our next topic. By that, I mean, so sex is there. It's there, okay? Like, you think of it as a very pleasurable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. And so often you just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, even though you are with someone else, like, what feels good for me? What feels good for me? Well, one of the tips that we can help out is try to focus more on the pleasing the other person.
Right.
Okay? Because that's going to go a long way into...
Yeah, it's very easy to be selfish when you're having sex and you want it to feel good for you. But if you just focus on the other person instead, on giving love to them, then it'll be good for you too. At least in my experience, anyway. I like to think of the quote by St. John Paul II. Of course, I should have written it down, but it's about a man only finds himself in a sincere gift of himself. So if you are giving to your spouse, then you will receive. That's just how things work sometimes. So, yeah.
I give you my all.
So awkward.
Ha! Communicate with each other. How many times do we talk about communication? In every aspect of your marriage, that includes the bedroom.
Yeah, really.
And so you gotta let the other person know what's working and what's not, because you go through the motions and no one's gonna be happy. It's good. Talk with each other. It's okay.
Yeah,
like, you're there.
You can't read each other's minds.
No, I mean, maybe eventually, and
Yeah. And there's like a gentle way to tell your spouse that it's not working. Like, build them up. Like, love you. This is great.
words of affirmation. That's a love language.
Right. That's what you got to remember. The love languages, especially if your spouse is all about words of affirmation. You want to build them up and be like, this isn't quite working. Maybe we could try this instead. There's definitely a nice way to say it.
Yeah, so communicate with each other. Don't just think the other one's there to be there.
It's going to be awkward at first, but it will pay off in the long run if you are honest with each other.
And the last thing, people, let's not forget. Practice makes perfect. So get out there and practice, okay?
Yeah. The whole reason we wanted to do this video is because we realized recently how important it is to have sex on a regular basis, because we felt that separation and we weren't connected physically. So that just affected our relationship in general, even though we weren't not doing it on purpose.
No, marriage is going to test you. It's going to make you grow apart. Didn't we do a video on that? The
creeping separateness.
Creeping separateness. Found right here in the link. And so, like, when you get to that point, it's going to go downhill from there. Next thing you know.
Right. Like I told him, I understand why couples go months without having sex, because even though it had only been like a week and a half maybe, or something like that. Maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But it wasn't like entirely long in the big picture. But it was long enough for me to realize, like, it affected things for sure. Because, I mean, I could understand why some couples literally go months without having sex, which is not good. We have to make it a priority. Oh,
practice
yes. Wow. And I just thought of another one. Don't get mad at me. Sometimes you are not going to want to have sex, especially as women. Hormones are crazy. Oh my gosh. Sometimes we just got to do it. You never regret having sex, but so often you don't want to have it because you're tired or, you have a headache. That's like the joke. But make it a priority for your marriages, for the sake of your marriage.
Well, guys, we hope this topic wasn't too awkward for you. You probably actually enjoyed it, and if you want us to go furthermore, we can even go furthermore. Just let us know.
Well,
we don't mind. There's
that.
no limit to where we go on this topic. Please.
Yeah, we hope that's helpful for you, though, without being too specific, because, I mean, sex is sacred and should stay between the two of you, but it's okay also to talk to a trusted person, therapist, something, if you're having trouble, because everyone goes through issues in sex. Just no one wants to talk about it.
Right. Thanks for following us. Please be sure to follow us if you don't. Subscribe. Click that little bell so you get notifications when we put this video out. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, our webpage, Surprised by Marriage. And we'll see you next time. We're going to do a little practicing.
No!
Bye.
Stop!
Just kidding.